Welcome again. 2025 is turning into quite a year for Centier Bank. It's Indiana's largest private family-owned and operated bank, celebrating 130 years of service as it expands to new communities across central Indiana. Centier just earned its first J.D. Power Award for customer satisfaction. Our Business Equity and Opportunities team visited Centier Bank headquarters up in Merrillville to meet with CEO Mike Schrage. Indianapolis Business Journal has named him to its coveted 250 list, one of the most influential and impactful leaders in the state.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities Success Story.
We're throwing a lot at them this year. There's no question about it. It's the 130th year, which is another milestone. The 125 was really big. And on top of that, immediately, in the 1st of April, the same time as the 130th, the J.D. Power Award came out of nowhere. Then there was the introduction of Be Our Guest, the hospitality movement. So there's a lot of things culminating, and we're putting it all together. Christoph Schrage came over from Germany in the mid-1800s, and one of his sons, Henry, decided that he was settled near Whiting, Indiana, which was mostly swampland. They needed a bank to move from a village to a city and to incorporate the city of Whiting. And so he muscled the resources up and started the first bank there with a small amount of money. And he stewarded it into the Depression of the 1930s, which he passed away during. And he's been my inspiration. He really gave it all. He put his entire estate at the time he died, not to his heirs, but to a fund at the bank that the fund could use during the Depression that he died during. So, to me, he made the ultimate sacrifice. And, from him, there was one of his sons, Walter Sr., mayor of Whiting for 12 years, was more in the political realm of things. My dad, Walter Jr., and so I came along in 72 after spending a couple summers in the bank doing some of the teller work and loan work and things. It's been a 53-year career, taking the bank from 2 offices to now 61 offices. From, let's say when I started, it was $30-some million in assets. Now we're at $10 billion with just a north half of Indiana footprint, which we're continuing to expand upon significantly, especially in the Indianapolis area and Fort Wayne are our focus areas right now, and so we'll see more of those coming along. Henry decided it would be the Bank of Whiting. It was the only bank in Whiting at the time, so what else would you call it other than the Bank of Whiting? And it stayed that way till, I want to say it was approximately 1961, and banks were starting, other banks were coming into town, and there was State Bank of Whiting, and so there was confusion because they were across the street. And so my dad said, too much confusion between the Bank of Whiting and State Bank of Whiting. We need to rename the bank. They named it First Bank of Whiting. Not that was that differentiated, in my opinion, but anyway, it was the First Bank of Whiting. I came on board in 72 and said, we need to change the name of this bank again, because it was only in Whiting and Highland at the time. And I reached an agreement with my dad that I couldn't work just in Whiting. It was too small a fishbowl for me, and he agreed to expansion. And so we started expanding to other communities, and we didn't think First Bank of Whiting would ring true in other communities as well as it does in Whiting. So I put a name forth that I thought we should change the name to. I was voted down by the board. So that was a stirring experience, like, okay. So we put it out we brought in a firm from Denver to interview our employees, our customers, the community, the businesses, and say, what does this bank represent? and they fabricated a name. Well, they came back with 3 names. I remember one was Legend Bank because we were so legendary, and I can't remember the other one, but the third one was Centier. I go, what's a Centier? And they said, well, we took the fact that the bank started in Center Street in Whiting, Indiana. So we took Center, and part of your mission statement is to be the premier bank in Northwest Indiana. So they took the end of premier and put them together as Centier. There have been different logos and different things, different, eagles and fireworks and different things as symbols in that, but since '93 we're stayed on what we have, and we're going to stick with it. The bank has had many accolades over my career and even before my career. Many times the best place to work in the state and in the region, in Forbes, and we've had multiple years of accolades there. The crowning thing for me in my career has been the J.D. Power Award. It is, in my opinion, the most scientific, statistically accurate measurement of true customer satisfaction. It's not just our customers' popularity contest with us. I mean, this is a scientific study. It's been going on for 60 years, and it wasn't until this past year in March that we actually hit the qualifying status. It was a surprise that we made it this year, and thrilled to death. And it was one of my crowning achievements, of the bank's crowning achievements in our maturation of success and prowess in the banking industry. Our best form of employee recruitment is our customers and our current employees. That's where we get most of them, and they go out and they stay at a hotel or a restaurant locally. They say, hey, have you ever thought about banking? And they go, banking? Really? I'm a waiter at a restaurant. But no, you're a great server. We're servers, and that's what we're looking for, people of service. It's all about taking good care of your family and treating people here like they're family. I read about 60 books a year, okay? I go back when I'm done with books at the end of the year and reread the best ones, or my highlights from the best books, to instill that in me and in the culture. And then I share 8 of those books, typically about 8, what we call Mike's Likes. And I have the officers read them. And I make 2 or 3 mandatory, and said anybody can read 2 or 3 books in a year, okay? And so it gets them into my head, my thinking, and that says a lot. So they say, now I get it, now I understand what hospitality, it's not restaurant hospitality or hotel hospitality is changing sheets and delivering food, but it is hospitality, it is serving, it's a form of service. And you really inculcate that into their mind a little bit. It's a shift of a paradigm, and I'm working hard on that right now. And bringing in a whole team of people in a hospitality division of the bank, it's going to be significant in our future, certainly for our longevity.
Between the J.D. Power Award, the decades of family-owned and operated leadership, new branches across the state, Centier calls it more than a milestone, it's a movement, and the Year of Centier. If you'd like to know more about Mike Schrage's journey, we have information on our website, and he's also our featured extended conversation on the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast this week. Follow the QR code. While you're there, you'll find all the segments of the show, plus a link to the BEO Show YouTube channel. We encourage you to subscribe. It's free. You can find complete episodes there and share them with friends and colleagues. Thank you for spending this hour with us. Join us next week for more Business Equity and Opportunities. Until then, I'm Scott Sander. Have a great day.
Business Equity and Opportunities is made possible by Bose McKinney & Evans, Eskenazi Health, Indy Biz Pass, Fifth Third Bank, Long John Silver's, and Lilly, a medicine company.